Welcome to Aquaplaticodon, where more useless knowledge gets unlocked. You've probably heard the claim that microexpressions can reveal hidden emotions and even expose lies. There are entire industries built around this idea. Interrogation techniques, business negotiations, even self-improvement courses promising to teach you how to read people like an expert. But does any of this actually work? Or is it just another overhyped concept designed to sell books and training programs? Microexpressions are tiny, involuntary facial movements that supposedly appear when someone tries to suppress their true emotions. The idea comes from psychologist Paul Ekman, who identified universal facial expressions tied to emotions like anger, fear, and surprise. His research became popular, and soon people started treating microexpression analysis like some kind of secret weapon for detecting deception. It sounds impressive, but the reality is far less reliable than many people think. For one, studies have shown that even trained professionals struggle to consistently recognize microexpressions with high accuracy. The success rate for detecting lies using microexpression analysis often falls somewhere between 50 to 60%, which is barely better than flipping a coin. The problem is that people express emotions differently. Cultural background, personality, and experience all affect how someone reacts in a given situation, meaning the so-called universal microexpressions don't always apply. Some people are naturally more expressive, while others can suppress their emotions almost entirely. And the more experienced someone is at controlling their facial reactions, whether through practice, training, or simply personality, the less useful microexpression analysis becomes. It also doesn't help that the people who promote microexpression training often have a vested interest in making it sound more powerful than it actually is. After all, if they can convince people that this is an essential skill, they can sell courses, books, and training programs. Meanwhile, in real-world scenarios, experienced investigators, negotiators, and even people with strong social intuition, who have never studied microexpressions, often outperform so-called experts simply by relying on broader behavioral cues. So, if microexpressions aren't as effective as they claim, what actually works? The best way to spot deception isn't by fixating on fleeting facial expressions, but by paying attention to patterns. People who lie often struggle to keep their story consistent. They may hesitate unnaturally, over-explain details, or avoid giving specifics altogether. Their behavior might not align with what they're saying, showing subtle contradictions that are more reliable indicators of deception than any brief eyebrow twitch or muscle movement. And while stress responses like fidgeting, avoiding direct answers, or breaking eye contact can sometimes be useful clues, they aren't foolproof. Because let's be honest, plenty of people get nervous even when they're telling the truth. At the end of the day, microexpressions aren't entirely useless, but they are far from the magic bullet they're often made out to be. They might provide an extra piece of context, but relying on them alone to detect deception is a mistake. If someone claims they can read minds just by watching facial micromovements, they're either overestimating their abilities or selling something. In reality, people who have never studied microexpressions but have years of real-world experience dealing with human behavior tend to be far better at spotting lies. Because understanding people is about more than just watching their faces. It's about listening to what they say, observing how they act, and putting all the pieces together. That's all for today. Thanks for watching Aquaplaticodon. See you in the next one.